What's up, guys? Mike from Team News Review, and it's that time again, and we are continuing our record prediction series for all 32 teams in the NFL. We finished the NFC East, we finished the North, we finished the South, and yesterday we predicted the Cardinals. Make sure to check that video out. It's in the playlist. And today we continue the NFC West Division by predicting the Los Angeles Rams record for the 2020 season. So before I get into predicting the Rams' schedule, I want to say keep the support on these videos and this channel, and let's start off by talking about what the Rams did in the offseason and what kind of a team the Rams are going to be in 2020. So the first thing I want to say is the Rams had a 9-7 record in 2019. 2019, the division was owned by the 49ers. Seahawks with a close second. I think they were 11-5 or something, and the Rams finished 9-7. So 9-7 in the NFC West isn't a terrible record, but the 49ers are still going to be pretty solid this year. The Seahawks are such a good team. They're going to be better than they were in 2019. And the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals were horrible in terms of divisional play last year. And now that the Cardinals are going to be contenders, things are going to look rough for the Rams in 2020. So in 2019, Goff threw for 4,638 yards, which was pretty much on pace with what he did in 2018. But he threw for only 22 touchdowns, much less touchdowns than the previous 32 touchdowns in 2018 and 28 in 2017. He also threw for 16 interceptions, which is a lot more interceptions than he threw in the last two seasons previous. The Los Angeles Rams locker room for wide receivers is Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, and Josh Reynolds. They got rid of their other wide receivers, so Cooper Kupp definitely can be a playmaker for this team. Robert Woods maybe is a stretch as a wide receiver too, but Josh Reynolds, that's not the best wide receiver room in the NFL by any shot. So it's not going to be much help for Jared Goff. They do have an honorable mention left tackle, Andrew Whitworth, Pro Bowl, really good left tackle. He's going to help that offensive line. But another big problem on this Rams offense is their running back room. So with Todd Gurley, being arthritis or whatever, arthritic, I guess is the word, arthritic. With that happening in 2019, people expected Malcolm Brown to kind of take more of the workload off of his back. But Malcolm Brown was honestly kind of a disappointment. And so was the other backup. And now Malcolm Brown is the starter for 2020. And they drafted Cam Akers to, take some of the work off of him too. So, Malcolm Brown and Cam Akers is the running back room. Come on, Rams. Let's go pick up Devontae Freeman. You need an actual good running back who at least can, take some heavy-duty snaps. So with a not-so-good wide receiver room, not-so-good running back room, it's going to be tough to see Jared Goff having a good year this year. The only upside I see on this wire in the Rams offense is Tyler Higbee. I think Higbee had a really good season in 2019. He could be a really good tight end if they develop him properly. 69 receptions, 734 yards in 2019. And the Rams defense, honestly, is not that good. Oh, my God. He said the Rams defense isn't that good. All right. Obviously, they have Aaron Donald, one of the best defensive tackles, if not the best defensive tackle in the league. And then they have Jalen Ramsey. Obviously, they acquired him from the Jaguars. And Jalen Ramsey, I think he kind of took a step back last year, a tiny step back. And I don't like how he kind of has similar persona to Baker Mayfield, where he thinks he's better than everybody else. But I do recognize Jalen Ramsey's talents, and I think he's a really good cornerback. But two players cannot make a defense good. Michael Brockers, Robinson, Ashawn Robinson, Samson Ebukam, Terrell Lewis, Micah Kaiser, Leonard Floyd's decent, Troy Hill, Taylor Rapp, John Johnson. Who are those people? They're all nobodies. This Rams defense is not going to be good. I don't think they have a great team overall heading into the season, and I think the Rams fans should be worried. I think the Rams might be able to upset some teams, though. I don't think the Rams are horrible, but I do think they'll be able to get some wins. So let's get right into predicting their schedule. Week 1, they start things off against the Dallas Cowboys. This game is in Los Angeles for the Rams. And I think that, they'll start their season off with a win against the Cowboys. The Cowboys have so many new pieces on defense. Their defense is going to be completely different. They lost a couple of parts of their defensive line, replaced them with 2 new defensive tackles. Those defensive tackles are good, Gerald McCoy and I don't know if I'm forgetting the other guy. But, with a new defense and really young corners, really young secondary, and a completely new coach, the shorter the shorter offseason is going to hurt the Cowboys a lot more than it's going to hurt the Rams, and the Rams start off with a win against the Cowboys, and they're 1-0. Next up, they play the Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia. Everyone says like the Cardinals are going to be like the most improved team in 2020. If you think about it, though, the Eagles made the playoffs in 2019 when all they had was a quarterback, and literally their offensive line was injured, their defensive line was injured, their wide receivers were injured, and they made the playoffs. So first off, they made additions in the offseason. They got Marquise Goodwin and Javon Hargrave. And then people are like, what are the other additions? Every single player is back from injury. Alshon's back from injury. Consider that a re-signing. Deshaun Jackson back from injury, re-signing. Fletcher Cox. The list goes on and on. The whole entire Eagles, the Eagles are going to be a complete team, especially week 2. There's no risk of really any injuries. The Eagles are going to dominate the Rams, especially in Philadelphia. Rams are 1-1. Next up, the Rams have another tough road game. They play the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. This is a tough 3-game stretch. Cowboys, Eagles, Bills. And I think that the Bills will find the better of the Rams. Me and Dan made a video whether or not the Bills are overrated or underrated. Obviously, I think the Bills are underrated. I think the Bills are easily going to clinch the NFC East. And I think they have real playoff potential. And Josh Allen, especially, I'm really high on Josh Allen. I think if he starts, developing a higher football IQ and maybe not rushing his passes, I think he's going to be a really good quarterback. I think Devin Singletary, obviously he was Frank Gore's apprentice, who was one of the best running backs of all time. So hopefully he learned from the best, and I think Devin Singletary is a good man to headline that Bills running back room. Stephon Diggs is a solid addition to go along with John Brown and Cole Beasley. The Bills have a good offense, but they also have Micah Hyde and Tre'Davious White on defense. Bills are a really solid roster all around, much better than the Rams, and the Rams fall to 1-2. Then the Rams play the New York Giants and the Washington Redskins. So first they play the New York Giants. It's in Los Angeles. I think the Giants do have a pretty solid offense, debatably just as good as the Rams. The Giants have Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton, Golden Tate, Daniel Jones, Evan Ingram, and Saquon Barkley. So they actually have a really good offense, but their offensive line needs some work. They drafted an offensive lineman first round in the draft really early, which was surprising to some people. But if the Giants' offensive line is decent, then who knows what happens. Probably won't be decent though. And the Giants' defense is a mess. Rams' defense definitely has the edge over the Giants, and the Rams get the win right here, and they're 2-2. Then they play the Washington Redskins, and the Redskins, their offense is going to be a dumpster fire. Terry McLaurin's kind of my guy, though. I'm definitely taking him in fantasy with my keeper pick. But, Chase Young and Ronald Darby, those two additions are really going to be good for this defense of the Redskins. But with a bad offense and a bad defense besides those two players, Rams get another win. They go to 3-2. 3-2, Rams kind of have something going, and then they have a tough rest of the schedule. They have to travel to play the 49ers in San Francisco. I do think the 49ers might lose one of their games to the Rams, but I definitely don't think it's going to happen in San Francisco. 49ers have a much more complete team than the Rams do, and the 49ers get the win. Rams are 3-3. Next up, Rams play the Bears, and this game is in Los Angeles, but I think that Nick Foles is in. Nick Foles is in against the Los Angeles Rams, and he leads the Bears to a victory. Allen Robinson has a really similar body type and play style to Alshon Jeffrey, and obviously Foles and Jeffrey had some magic going on there. So I think he's going to be a good fit into the Bears offense. Bears get the win. Rams are 3-4, 2-game losing streak. Next up, they play the Miami Dolphins. Maybe Tua's in for this game, maybe not. Probably will be, but the Dolphins have a really new-look team. Byron Jones, Jordan Howard, Devontae Parker had a really breakout season last year. I think the Dolphins have a good team, a decent enough team to win. And I definitely think that they'll beat the Rams this game right here. It's in Miami, and the Rams fall to 3-5. Then they play the Seahawks. The Seahawks are stacked. I don't care where this game is. The Seahawks are probably going to be one of the best teams in this division. Tyler Lockett, Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf, some of the best, receiving plays you'll see in the game are from the Seattle Seahawks. I don't like that the Seahawks are a very run-heavy team. I think that when you have the pieces on offense around Russell Wilson, you got to just air the ball out sometimes. But I do think that the Seahawks are going to be dominant in 2020. Seahawks definitely get the win here, and the Rams fall to 3-6. Next up, they play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and this is a brutal schedule. It's in Tampa Bay, and the Buccaneers are a completely new-look offense. They obviously have Vita Vea and Ndamukong Suh, Shaquille Barrett on defense. Honestly, I think the Buccaneers are better on defense and offense. Offensive line's a question mark for the Buccaneers, but Buccaneers definitely get the win. And, the Rams have a 5-game losing streak, 3-7. I do think that, 3-7, all right, you know what? The 49ers are going to downgrade a little bit in 2020, and I think that they lose one of these games to the Rams, which is sketchy to see, which is actually really confusing. But I do think that the Rams get this win against the 49ers, and I don't know why. I just think there's upset potential here. I think that with Emmanuel Sanders and Matt Breida leaving, I think the 49ers offense is going to be a little bit worse in 2020. 49ers do have a good defense, but maybe something happens for the Rams. Maybe they're tired of this 5-game losing streak. They get the win here, 4-7. Next up, they play the Cardinals for the first time in the season. It's in Arizona. Which team is going to be the worst team in the division? It's not going to be the Cardinals. The Cardinals might even be one of the best teams in the division. Cardinals definitely get the win here. Their new-look offense with Kyler Murray at the helm is going to be so dynamic. You're going to see so many highlights. You got Kyler Murray, then Christian Kirk, Fitzgerald, and Hopkins. Imagine Fitzgerald and Hopkins on the same team. No one thought it was possible, but here we are. Cardinals definitely get the win. I think it'll be an exciting game, and the Rams are 4-8. Next up, 2 easy games. Finally, some easy games for the Rams. I think that the Patriots, this could be a competitive game, just looking at both of their teams, but it's in Los Angeles, and I think that Jared Goff is definitely a better quarterback than Jarrett Stidham. I think Jared Goff's going to outperform him in this game, and the Rams get the win, and they're 5-8. It looks like. Yep. Next up, they play the New York Jets in Los Angeles. The Jets are a worse team than the Rams, I think. I think the Jets are maybe moving in the right direction, but I don't like their coaching staff. I don't really like their quarterback. I definitely think that the Rams get this win. And look at that, a 2-game win streak, which is going to be the most wins they get in a row in 2020, and they are 6-8. Now, why do I say they're not going to get 3 in a row? They have to travel to Seattle to play the Seahawks. Seahawks are going to sweep the Rams in 2020. I don't think there's a chance of an upset. I know the Seahawks sometimes have flukes against divisional opponents, especially the Cardinals, but it's not going to happen against the Rams, and the Rams fall to 6-9. Next up, they finish off their schedule against the Arizona Cardinals. This game is in Los Angeles. There's a little upset potential here, but like I said, I think that the Cardinals are definitely a better team offensively and defensively. The Cardinals got the new Bills defensive tackle. They added some depth at linebacker with Chandler Jones, obviously, Patrick Peterson, Isaiah Simmons. I think the Cardinals are definitely a better team defensively and offensively, and I see the Cardinals winning this game. I think this could be a win-and-in kind of situation for the Cardinals right here. I definitely think that the Cardinals get the job done. Rams fall to 6-10. So the Los Angeles Rams record is 6-10 in 2020. For all you Rams fans out there, I know you're not going to like this, but you're in the hardest division in football, and the Los Angeles Rams are not going to be able to contend with the players they have on their roster. Next up is going to be the San Francisco 49ers. I know if you've been following it, I've been saying the 49ers are going to take a step back in 2020, but I do think that the 49ers have one of the easiest schedules in the NFL, regardless of their division. And you'll definitely see that tomorrow. You'll get to see whether or not the 49ers are going to make the playoffs or not. Next up is the 49ers and the Seahawks. So make sure you guys subscribe, drop a like, and comment if you agree or disagree with this video. And thanks for watching.